Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, June 20th, 2 days after the Nintendo Direct just happened, and we got to talk about all this new RPG and JRPG news that is coming up within the later parts of the holiday year. And it is a pretty big doozy. Before we get into all the RPG news, I have to give my first impressions on some things that may not be RPG included, but I got to give my first impressions on either way. And that first being Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And I cannot be more happy to have another game where you get to play as a princess in the same year as Princess Peach. That is insane to me. What timeline are we living in that we can have both a Princess Peach game and a Princess Zelda game? This game is essentially just a continuation or a same universe of Link's Awakening, and it shows that it's going to be borrowing a little bit from Tears of the Kingdom, where Zelda will be getting a brand new power with the Tri-Rod and our new companion Tri, where you get to craft all kinds of different items to help you maneuver through puzzles and fight enemies, and you get to get new enemies called Echoes that you can use for battle. And I think it's a very charming game because that is what Zelda mostly is about, is using her mind power, Triforce of Wisdom. So you're gonna have to use your brain a little bit more for this adventure, but there does show that you will be able to use some magic and abilities to use for combat. Now, I am very excited for this, just for the fact that you finally get to play a game that lives up to the name being a Zelda game. And now you got to go out and find and rescue Link. I don't like that they shied away that Zelda has to go and find Link, her boyfriend. I mean, I get that she wants to protect the kingdom or whatever, but we all know what she's really doing it for, to get back her man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This comes out this year, September 26th, and I am so looking forward to it. Now, the next one is not an RPG, but I would be remiss to not talk about it because I love this franchise and playing it with my friends. That is Super Mario Party, a game where you can play up to 20 different people within the same game. Jamboree looks like it's gonna be a fun, fantastic adventure into Super Mario Party, which is bringing back a lot of classic old boards from Super Mario Party 1 and 2, and a bunch of other mini games with so much more. I am so looking forward to this. Just don't pick my Peach and then we all good. That's all I gotta say. Don't pick Peach and we can be cool. You all know that Peach is my character. Peach is the character I go to, I main in every game. So, you just step off my character and we can be good. I'm sure that there's going to be other people that can pick Peach and it's going to be like an Echo or different colors. I don't know how that's going to work. However, I am super excited for this game. The only gripe that I do have about this game is, where's Pauline? Why is Pauline not in the game? I feels like Pauline should be an addition by this point. Ever since Odyssey, she's been in other kind of spin-off Mario games as a late addition, but I feels like she should be part of this collections of games, and I feels like there is some Pauline fans out there somewhere, and it feels like she should be included, but that's just me. Next thing we gotta talk about is something I wasn't really expecting, which is the new Game Freak game for mobile, Pand Land, which essentially is just a rip-off skin of Pokemon Quest, but you're just a normal person in a boat and you travel to different islands and scavenger stuff and find new things. It uses some of the same elements from Pokemon Quest. It definitely feels like that, but it just doesn't have the Pokemon, but it has random regular animals, which is odd, but I mean, maybe it could be fun. I don't know. I might dabble in it just to test it out to see how it is. It's going to be coming out in 4 days. It's going to be free, so I mean, I might as well check it out just to see what it has to deal with. I mean, you get to be a pirate, so I mean, I guess I can't be too mad at it. It's, maybe this is Game Freak's way of trying to do something other again, then that's not just Pokemon, and trying to deal with other types of medias and find their niche that isn't just Pokemon, which I respect. You know, I do respect the company trying to do other things that's not tied to their main franchise that they work on. But we all know how other games from Game Freaks has turned out, but we hope that this one turns out better. But let me know how you guys feel about it. In 4 days, maybe it might be a grand hit. Who knows? The other quickie that we gotta talk about is Marvel is back, baby! I don't know if you heard or seen, but I mean, it's pretty hard not to see that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classic is coming out to all systems except for Xbox, which I don't know about that. Don't ask me. I'm not Maximilian dude, so I don't have all the details on what is going to be happening with the Xbox version. All I know is that it's crazy that this has been announced in a Nintendo Direct of all places, and it's been under wraps. It's so great when things don't leak, because then you have moments like this where you get reactions, pure reactions of people being excited for a game that they've been waiting for almost 7 years. And it's astounding. I feel like Capcom has been crushing it recently, ever since Remake 2 from Resident Evil, and then leading up to all the games now from Street Fighter 6, Terry and Mai being in Street Fighter, to this coming back, to Monster Hunter Stories going out to all consoles, Monster Hunter Wilds, and then of course you can't forget about the Ace Attorney games, which we'll talk about a little bit later. It's just crazy that Capcom is just killing. Maybe if they could show a little that love to Power Stone, maybe in the future you can get a Power Stone 1 and 2 on a compilation, maybe. I mean, it seems like the Fighting Collection is a series of games now. There was the first one that had all the Darkstalker games and a couple other Street Fighter spin-offs from Puzzle Fighter and all that on it. And now we have this with Marvel vs. Capcom. Maybe they might do Capcom vs. SNK Fighting Collection, because you know SNK and Capcom are working together again. And then maybe later down the line, there could be a Power Stone fighting game collection. I mean, wishful thinking, but you know, hey, I just hope for the best. Maybe I'm hoping for too much. And of course, we got to talk about real quick, as we're talking about Capcom, Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, games that never ever was seen in the US public, and now it's getting a Western release to all consoles, and it's the untold story with Edgeworth, and it looks good. I mean, it's Ace Attorney. You get to run around, find clues, and do all kinds of stuff. I never really dived that deep into the Ace Attorney games, even though I really want to. Me and my wife wants to play them. We watched the anime, we played a little bit of the games, and we've been intrigued to play them. But now that it seems like the whole collection is now out, maybe it's now time to dabble into that. In the last Capcom story we got to talk about is Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of the Ruin. Sales has topped 2 million. Now I think that's a combined of all the Monster Hunter from being on Nintendo Switch and other platforms, but it's a combined sales number, but that is insane in general. Now, I really want to get into the Monster Hunter story, the Monster Hunter franchise. However, I've never been that fond of the style of the game. I love the way the game is, I just never dived into it. But the stories games are a little bit more my speed of a JRPG and that kind of style, and plus a monster catching game because I love Pokemon and Shin Megami Tensei. So I kind of want to try this, and I'm probably going to be doing a playthrough on Twitch eventually once I get through like a lot of the games that I'm playing through. There's a lot of time, not a lot of time to be playing all these games, but I'm going to find a way because that's just what I want to do. And it's just happy to see that it's doing so well after seemingly it was doing well in the beginning, but now it seems like it over boosted to a lot more people, and a lot of people can play. And I like this idea that a lot of companies are having, that multi-platinum is the key. There's no need for exclusivity anymore. Let more people enjoy your game on the platform they choose. You know, that's just how I feel. And then moving into the brand new game coming from the creators of Danganronpa, we got the 100 Line Last Defense Academy coming to the Switch and PC. Not a PS4 version yet. This is the same thing that happened with Raincoat at first, where it was only a Switch exclusive, and then eventually it moved to the PlayStation 5 and 4. Maybe it has to do something with, you know, censorship, or maybe they just don't like the PlayStation that much. Who knows? I don't know. But regardless, you can't play it on PC, so that's cool. And the game is essentially feels like a Danganronpa game. It has that visual novel Danganronpa feel and aesthetic. However, it's a brand new universe and a brand new set of characters that gets to run around and build bonds and relationships. And it's a tactical RPG, which I love. I love the hype around new tactical RPGs coming out this year, because I love tactical RPGs. They make you think more, they make you feel more strategic, hence the name tactical. They even brought out a brand new trailer after the direct on their main channel. I think it's Sunsoft making the game, and they were breaking down more of the details of what you'll be able to do, of how the relationships with the characters. But this game won't be coming out until 2025, so we have a little bit of time before it comes out. And then we got to talk about Shin Megami Tensei 5 selling 500,000 copies in 3 days. Insanity. And now with the combine of Shin Megami Tensei 5 that originally came out on the Switch back in November 11th, and now with the new one being multi-platinum, is now reached over 1.6 million units sold worldwide. And it shows the strategy that multi-platinum works. It works. It's just the way the world and the industry works nowadays. People do not care that much about exclusivity, unless it's a Nintendo game, because you know, that's the only way you get to play those games. But when it comes to most games like this, when it's a third-party game, you are pretty much sending your game to die when it's not multi-platinum. Even topping the charts of the Famitsu sales, that is the #1 game being sold right now within the month of June. So a lot of people playing Shin Megami Tensei right now, and I'm very happy for that. One game that I'm very sad that it isn't selling well from the Famitsu review score is the new Neptunia game that came out in Japan right now only, which is the Neptunia versus a Titan Dongo. I did talk about this a few weeks ago, that Neptunia is bringing out a brand new game. It is kind of a side game that will cost about $20, and essentially you use Yuzume, which is a protagonist that's from the Mega Dimension games. And you have other characters like Neptune and Noir and Blanc and them. My favorite girls, my game. This is my game, my culture game, Neptunia. And essentially it's kind of like a Katamari kind of game where you wrangle up dongos and bring them to a certain access point, but you also are fighting the Titan dongos. That's a parody on Attack on Titan, and it's a weird game. And I think it's just, it came out maybe in a weird time, you know, got Elden Ring coming out, plus all these other games that's coming out. And the game got a 28 out of 40, which is not terrible for a spin-off game. I don't know if this game is going to come out to the US because of that, but maybe it will, because, you know, Neptune fans like me will buy any Neptunia game that comes out. And I just hope it's fun. That's all I can help. And then we gotta move into the block that we talk about, Hira Mashishima's set of games. We got Fairy Tail 2 and Fair Magia. Now, a lot of people during the direct, when I watched the reactions, they kind of snuffed off this game a little bit because it looks like a Fairy Tail, which makes sense because it is from the same creator who've made Fairy Tail. And I talked about this game 2 weeks ago, talking about when Marvelous had their showcase. They showed off this game, a little bit of a teaser of this game, and now we get even more details about the game, where you essentially will be farming your monsters and then using those monsters to help you fight within battles. And that's essentially what I said in that video. I mean, it goes from the name, and the game looks fun. The one thing I like about Hiro is that he's always trying new things, a lot of new things, from Eden Zero, from, you know, Fairy Tail into this. They're always doing a little bit different types of formula, even though he has that same face syndrome for all his characters. But you gotta understand that's just how it works for most anime mangaka creators, that they're going to have the same face for a lot of their characters. However, it doesn't take away from the charm that this game can have. Not every game has to be a Mario or a God of War or anything like that to be fun, because surprisingly, a lot of the fairy tale type games are a lot of fun. They're not anything groundbreaking, but they are really fun, which leads me to my next point. Fairy Tail 2 getting a sequel, releasing sometime this year within the winter. Well, this winter, but it could be next year, but early winter of like January, February, and I'm super excited for it. I will stand on this fact that Fairy Tail was the best anime JRPG that ever came out. Now, Kakarot is a different type of art JRPG, even though it does do that, but I think Fairy Tail was a very good game. Now, story wise, it is left to be desired. I love Fairy Tail, but there's some parts of it that I'm not really that fond of, but I do enjoy Fairy Tail. However, the game itself was a fun JRPG. It was simple and it worked. And sometimes that's all you really need. It doesn't have to be super out of the box. It doesn't have to be super unique. It was a simple turn-based game, and you get to use magic and fight and move on and explore the city and just do a bunch of stuff. And it seems like this game is going to be enhancing that formula, but doing more things with it. It is going to be covering the final arcs of Fairy Tail, and you know, maybe this is a good time for me to catch up on Fairy Tail, to get back into it. I stopped at like season 3-ish, right when they were about to go into the tournament arc, and maybe I need to get back into it. Maybe this is a reason. But I really do want to play this game. I'm very excited for it. Maybe if Kill Tecmo wants to send me a free code, I could definitely record it. But I will definitely be playing it regardless, because I really did enjoy the first one. And now it gives me the reason to replay the first one, to play this one. And I'm really, really excited for it. And then going back to Farmegia real quick, is that the collector's edition will be 80 bucks USD. And you'll get a soundtrack, an art book, and like a dial thing that has some of the elements of the monsters on it, and it looks good. I might get that just because I like collector's editions, and it's simple and it works, and it's $80, so it's not like $100 or $200 like another collector's edition that I won't talk about in this video. And then moving into one of the biggest headliners of the whole direct was Mario and Luigi is back. These were a set of RPGs that were made. They were made by Alpha Dream at one point, but then that studio got closed down, so everyone kind of thought that this franchise was dead. But surprise, surprise, there's a brand new game called Brothership, and this game looks so phenomenal. And this comes out in my birthday month, which is November 7th, and I am super excited to see this game. They showed off a advanced gameplay trailer of different things that will be in the game, different moves and abilities that you'll be able to do within the game. And I love that each character for Mario and Luigi has their own type of charismatic charm to them, but they are working together and they are seemingly just doing things in a sequence as brothers, and it looks fun. It looks really good. I think this is what a lot of people need and want, especially since the movie was teasing at this kind of vibe but didn't get it, but now we're going to be getting it within this game. And my girl Peach is in the game and looking very fun and amazing. She's not a damsel in distress anymore, and she looks like she's controlling her own ship. I hope you'll be able to play with her. Maybe wishful thinking as the Peach fan. I'm sorry, don't kill me, but I would love to play with her, even for a small section. It would be fun. Also, Bowser's here and a bunch of other stuff. The game looks wacky, fun, and enjoyable, and I am so looking forward to playing this. There's so many great Mario games that came out this year that isn't like a mainline Mario game, and it's just kind of crazy that they were able to release so many things within the span of a year. You know, you had Mario Wonder, which is technically last year, but you had Mario Wonder, Paper Mario, and now this, and Mario RPG. It's like, dang, I never knew we could have so many different varieties of Mario but never get sick of them, and they have so many different unique styles that I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's really hard to hate Mario most times, and that's coming from someone that grew up as a Sonic kid. But you gotta respect Mario when Mario be doing Mario things. How many times did I say Mario? don't count. Next, we are going to be moving into another game that I was very surprised that's getting a sequel and not a remake. I think a lot of people were confused, even me at first, that this was a remake, but it's a sequel to the Phantom Brave series called Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero, coming out for all consoles except for Xbox. I don't know why. Don't kill me. I don't know why it's not coming out for Xbox. Like, a lot of these games are not coming out for Xbox. I don't know why. But regardless of the fact, this is a game that is a sequel to the long-awaited PS2 game that came out a long time ago, and it's a classic tactical RPG. It looks like it's going to bring in a lot of that same Phantom Brave charm in it, and it looks fun. I love the direction for it. It looks like it's going to have a whole pirate island kind of theme, and I'm here for it. And they showed a lot of gameplay of how the game is going to work, you know, the different relationships between it. It's going to have visual novel kind of style. But this game is not launching until 2025, so we have a long ways before this game actually comes out. But that's okay, because we already have a lot on our plate for this year, and I'm excited. I'm just excited that we're getting a brand new game in the Phantom Brave series in general, and that NIS is doing something that's not the saga, but it kind of borrows some of the same elements from the saga, and I'm very excited for this. And lastly, we're going to be talking about Square Enix for the last part of this, but first we got to talk about Fantasian Neo Dimensions, which is coming out for all platforms. This is the new plan of Square Enix coming out with their new multi-platinum strategy, and this game was a Apple Arcade game at first, and now it's coming to all platforms, and it has a unique kind of turn-based style. It kind of borrows some elements from Nier and Final Fantasy XIV Online. You have the main character Leo with his companions Kina and Cheryl, who looks very cute and lovable, and I really love the turn-based style to this. It looks like a lot of the gameplay that you can play in a very unique way, where you can curve your trajectory of the shots to a particular enemy, which is super unique. I've never seen that before. This game is not coming out until sometime in winter, so maybe February. A lot of fans are happy about this because it's an actual turn-based JRPG and not an action RPG. And don't get me wrong, I love action RPGs. I love all RPGs, to be real. I love all RPGs, but I'm glad that we are getting more tactical and like turn-based RPGs, that genre isn't dead. There's something about that classic turn-based going back and forth is just great. I know a lot of people might find that boring, but that's just how it is. And of course, moving into the brand new Dragon Quest III HD 2D, a lot of D's, remake coming out September. I don't even know what September. What the heck is a September? I don't even know. I'm leaving that in. I'm not even gonna take that out. It's coming out November 14th, one day before my birthday. Heck yeah, happy birthday to me. I finally get to play Dragon Quest III Remake. My brother has told me that this game is amazing. If you were going to bring back an 8-bit kind of JRPG from the past, this is the way to do it, in that Octopath Traveler kind of vibe. And this game just screams nostalgia but new at the same time, and it just looks amazing. And I'm so happy that it's coming out a day before my birthday, so it's kind of like a present for me that I get to play it. And then of course, in that same announcement, we got the review of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake coming out for all consoles of 2025. Not early 2025, but sometime in 2025, so maybe like June it might pop up. But this will be the entire trilogy of the Ardric trilogy in one place, and it looks amazing. The last game we're going to be talking about is Romance Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven remake, coming out for all platforms except for Xbox. Again, this is like the third game where the games are coming out for all platforms except for Xbox. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why, but it is coming out for PC, so it's kind of the same deal. But it's coming out October 24th. which is very soon. October is a very stacked month already. But let me know how you guys feel about the Romance Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven remake in the comments down below. Do you think I need to play the first one before I play this one? Because I know since it's 2, I'm assuming there's a first one, and I'm assuming that I gotta play the first one before this one. But maybe it's like Final Fantasy where you can play each game in your own way. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But regardless of the fact, I'm excited for all these JRPGs and RPGs coming out. What was the one thing that you're excited for down in the comments down below? From Mario, from Dragon Quest, to Shin Megami Tensei, to Fairy Tail, to all the other games that I talked about. There's a lot. And if you want to know other games that's going to be coming out within the summer of RPGs, click this video right here. And I talk about all kinds of games that's going to be coming out in this year of summer. Yeah, we're going to be having a crazy summer and a crazy holiday. So, I'm excited. But regardless of the fact, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more JRPG and RPG news. And I will see you guys in the next video next time. Deuces.